Oh shit. Shout out to Wiseville TCP, man. Damn, he started up before we even get in this thing, man. Shout out to him, bro. Shout out to Demetrius Parham. Appreciate you, brother. Wiseville TCP. Thank you for the super chat, brother, for the $4.99. Let me guess, because it promotes the redemption story. Of course, you know it. Full circle in the building. Liam Johnson, you got it. Spiritual, what's going on, baby? DJ Naff in the building. What's up, man? You got it. Atticus Now, what's going on, brother? Yeah, man, it really doesn't. It's sad. It's really sad. It's truly sad, man. Truly sad. Truly, truly sad. Shout out to the general. Oh shit. Oh shit. Y'all, this is gonna be good. Oh yeah, you know it. You know it. Raw Theory, 333. Baby, you got it. Dallas Cowboys, you got it, man. Oh man, this is gonna be good. And shout out to the brother Top Dog. Shout out to Psycho in the building. Oh man. And this is why I say, man, I greatly appreciate y'all, man. The conversations and everything far outside of the just the online participation and things like this, right? Oh, shout out to Maurice November. Appreciate you, brother. For the Cash App. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Maurice, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit up Maurice, bro, if y'all need any type of him and SKC, any type of web design or anything like that. He's a motherfucking, he's a genius, man. Shout out to him. Appreciate you. Entanglement L. Oh, we going there, man. Shout out to Sister George. Appreciate you. Let's kick it off. Support the channel. Appreciate you. Wise Man beat you to it. Not Wise Man. My bad. Wise Will TCP. He had the bread in here before I even open it up, man. At least I know my damn what's the names went out. But hey, man, I done did like the little intros. We wait for people to get in. Shout out to Counselor Murray. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it for the $4.99. Oh shit, Psycho say he exposed the whole history of this cult. Hey man, we let you drop the. Oh, did I mod you up? Let me see. Make sure I mod you up. You got it. Shout out to Mike Shinnery. You say he did the whole history to the cult. We'll see, man. So so the slavery is holding me back, brother. I'm afraid to walk the streets or talk to police because they would kill me. So I'm gonna ask my enemy to fix my problems and pay me, Mr. Fantastic. Exactly, man. Listen. Shout out to Zero. Bean pies are real pies. Shout out, man. So hey, let's go ahead and get into it. Shout out to Melody. All right, man. So listen. Shout out to the brother Top Dog, man. He hit me up and the brother asked me, you know, what my view was of the black community or whatnot. And you know, he said something to me, and I was just like, I really thought about it. Did he bring up the NOI? Yeah, he brought it. Really, I think the best example of us being on code is the Nation of Islam. What's your thoughts about it? Thanks. All right, so my reply to him was, any organization that deliberately targets reform degenerates, okay, is doomed to fail. I'll say it again. Any organization that deliberately targets reform degenerates is doomed to fail. And again, that doesn't mean you're not going to get some great people out of it. Of course, we had Malcolm X, one of the most influential and powerful black men that ever walked the face of this planet. That's why I always say that people aren't completely, unredeemable or should just be thrown away because of a criminal past or a shaky past. Again, some people are redeemable. And a lot of people give credence to the Minister Louis Farrakhan today. All right. But the thing about it is, those are two guys out of how many? How many men have approximately been in the Nation of Islam since the beginning of his thing? Because if you look at the dude Rizza Islam, last time I checked, Rizza Islam was caught up in some type of fraud shit with his mama. And this is a guy that walks around and, you know, touts the NOI and all this shit, right? But again, look at what he's doing in his life. When you build a organization on the foundation of former people that have proven that they're willing to, you know, go through things by, you know, ill-gotten means, right? By the illegal means, by immoral means, you know who you're dealing with. They have it in them. It's totally different when a person has proven themselves to be straight and narrow and, you know, righteous or whatnot, and then they hiccup and they have that, you know, that fatal flaw where they show, you know what I'm saying, the bad side. That's one thing. But when you come into it with a person that you know has some of the worst sides, right? Bad side, and they are quote unquote reformed, well, is the reformation true? Or is the reformation just an act in order to get out of the situation and see themselves be put in a better light to take advantage of it? One of the biggest things about criminals and criminality is what a lot of them seem to have charisma. Again, man, people seem to, you know, not put the proper value on charisma, man. All right. A charismatic motherfucker, man, a person that can, you know, the silver tongue person. That's why they tell you and they speak about it so much in the Bible. You have to be careful about what you let even be said to you. All right. What you see and what you hear are very, very important. Again, this is why they spend billions upon billions upon billions of dollars for advertisements. 30 second or less, or, you know, 1 minute or less images and things that your mind is flooded with by what? By your eyes and your ears. I think they did smell-o-vision for like a real short time. I just think it was like it was a joke or whatever. I don't know about the smell-o-vision aspect of it, right? But your eyes and your ears are the most influential situation to the mind, because again, your vision and your hearing are extremely important. You look at something, you know what you even if you don't know what you're looking at, you know you see something, and then your mind has to work and you know, try and figure out what it is that you're looking at. Okay. Of course, we know what we associate that with words, language. Same thing with hearing. You can't really speak if you don't know how to hear, or you know what you're hearing. That's why you say you speak in Chinese, so you speak in another language. When the person's speaking another language to you, you can hear the language being spoken, but your brain just can't process what you're actually hearing. Same thing for some new things that you're seeing. If you're learning a new task, this is why a lot of people are visual learners. You may not be able to explain it to them because they can't understand the concepts and precepts, but if you show them, all right, you know what I'm saying? You show them. Again, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. The teaching process is what? Showing, going through step by step by step, even sometimes without explanation, okay? To learn a very, very important task or skill that you can use later on in life for the betterment and long-term survival of yourself. Shout out to my man, Council Murray again. Reform degenerates, LOL. Yeah, man, reform fucking degenerates, man. Reform degenerates. And again, these I've heard plenty of people say this. I didn't say this. I didn't come up with this. I forget who I heard say it first, but I heard a bunch of people say the Nation of Islam. I heard this shit like the last. I heard this shit like 2 times in like the last week. The Nation of Islam, and I was like, damn. You know what? I don't really want to touch this, but fuck it. I mean, other people are saying this, and again, that's the reason why you have a high turnaround in the nation, man. A lot of dudes give credit to the nation for you know, what it did for them or whatnot, and the purpose it served in their lives. But at the same time, they'll turn around and let you know, hey man, I had to get up out of there. You know, and they really usually don't go into the details, because I believe that a certain level of loyalty and you know, decorum is owed to somebody that did something exponential in your life. That's respectful. That's what men do. All right. A motherfucker that, and especially like if you just leave on your own, it's not no real bad shit or whatever. You see this nigga ain't about some shit, or you see that he has some fundamental principles you disagree with, and you guys just part ways. Ain't no, you know, no big fallout or anything like that. What's the purpose of you speaking bad on the man or dragging him through the mud? You just found something that he didn't fit your personality, or he didn't fit your morals, your belief system, and you just move on. You don't shit on him. You just, whatever your disagreements or what may be, you go on your ways, you part your ways, and you don't really, tear the man down. And that's what a lot of brothers do for the Nation of Islam. Okay? They come out and find, differences due to seeing and understanding that, hey, this shit is built off corruption, man. So, so when it comes back to that, it's, you know what I'm saying? You can only look it off for so long, i.e. Malcolm X. Allegedly, one of the main reasons that Malcolm X was killed because he dared expose the entire fucking just wickedness of the process that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was into, man. Not only was this dude taking advantage of young girls, he was motherfucking skeeting them up, stamping them. All right. Shout out to 045, man. Indoctrinate, reform, degenerates into religion that promises pussy. That promises pussy. What does that sound like? Let's spell it together. C-U-L-T cult. Yeah, man. And again, man, the best of them. Because, I mean, man, Malcolm X was powerful. Again, he fit the bill. He was tall. He was very well spoken. He was extremely, extremely intelligent. And he had charisma. You know what I'm saying? That's why I laugh at niggas when niggas say certain things because, man, it's so many idiots out here. It's funny. I won't even get into it. And like I said, eventually I'm going to say some things, man, and I'm going to make a lot of people look stupid. Just know that. Remember this day. Remember this day today. When I make niggas look stupid, man, and I make niggas eat all of their words, when I make niggas eat all of their words, man, I want them to pull up. Because I'm going to do it. I tell you, the worst thing you could ever do, bro, is challenge me, bro. I remember that shit, and I'm going to make you look stupid, okay? But it's cool. Just we'll say that for another day. Put a pin in that. So, Malcolm X, allegedly a part of the reason why he's taken out because he dared do what? He dared call out the hypocrisy and the fucking corruption within the fucking system that he dedicated his life to. And this is that example of where he had to turn around and say something about it because again, man, I've dedicated my life to this. I pretty much in error, I idolized a man. I put a man in the place of a deity. And I believe everything this man was said, and I act as a mouthpiece for this man. And I came to find out that this man was just that. He was a man. He was mortal. He was a mortal man. He's not some supreme deity. He was not a messenger of God. He was not any of these things. He was just a regular man that was given a title. He took advantage of it, as men do, in a corrupt fucking situation. So it was his duty to come out and say something about it, because if he didn't, then you wouldn't be the man that you claim to be. Okay? You owe it to the people. When you see a certain level of degeneracy, just evilness and shit going on, man, to be taking care of other people when this man is supposed to be for the people, you have a duty to call it out. And far often than not, man, a lot of people aren't able to do that. That's why in this space, just this space alone, we have dudes that, man, I ain't taking no side, bro. I ain't taking no side. I ain't gonna take no side. And again, man, I mean, shout out to the Bible. Either you be fucking hot or cold. If you lukewarm, I'm spewing you out of my mouth. It's nothing worse than a lukewarm ass nigga that's here today, over there tomorrow, and whatever. And again, I don't mean just like, you have disagreements. We're gonna have disagreements, but for someone to be fundamentally fucking juxtaposed to you and your beliefs, you can't walk with that person one day and then jump back on the side you're originally with. It's just supposed to be a point where you say, hey man, we agree to disagree. If we in the same place, we're gonna be cordial. This, that. But you can't follow two different paths, man. It's the reason you can't do that. When you come to the fucking Y in the road, you don't split in half in 1 foot and hop down each path with 1 foot. No, you have to choose a side. And again, in the black community, it's extremely hard and difficult for to do this because again, the male has been taken out of the fucking situation. The man, the father, has been taken out of the situation. And again, one of the most difficult things as a man is doing what? Making the hard fucking decisions. The shit that will fucking hurt you to your fucking core, man. As in cutting off family members, cutting off motherfucking spouses, cutting off parents, cutting off children. But if you understand that it's for the betterment of you and for the betterment of everybody else, again, the needs of the many outweigh the fucking needs of the few. You can't sacrifice the whole motherfucking ship, man, for one motherfucker. You got to throw his ass overboard. All right? That's the difficult part of fucking being men. That's the difficult part about being a fucking man. All right. In the NOI, even though they talk all these things about the man, the man leading and all these things and so on and so forth, putting the man in the head, again, one of the biggest things, the man being having control of the women, right? Incorporating the sisters, all of those things. And eventually the sisters leaving because they can't fucking hold up to the fucking standards of what the man are trying to set. And because the man want to keep the sisters, what do? They fold on their own principles. But we're not getting into that aspect of it. Let me get back to the reply to the brother. Shout out to my man's Native Arraign. Salute, Big Money. NOI brothers are pretty solid here in North Carolina. I would say Philly have a lot of Muslim brothers that are very, very stand up, but they are Sunni Muslim. Shout out, brother. Appreciate you 100. Hey, man, that may be the thing, but I'm just simply saying, I'm not saying that again. I'm not saying they don't exist, man. All I'm saying is, hey, man, don't be blocking. What the fuck? Don't be blocking nobody, man. What are you talking about here? Hey, I told y'all about that. Oh, you talking about you blocked him personally. Okay. You blocked him personally. Okay, cool. I'd be great. Never mind. That ain't my business. Y'all got it. So, what was I saying? All right. The nation is the epitome of what's truly wrong with the black community, and that's the least of us can or could be. This is all caps. All right. Least of us could be the best of us. That mentality is what gets us trapped, man. What holds us back, bruh. You should not be going and digging through the trash for the diamonds. You go to the diamond store or you go to the diamond mine. Okay. Don't go through the fucking trash can, all right, and the landfill in hopes of fucking finding diamonds. You go to the diamond mine. You go to the gold mine. You don't grab your fucking metal detector and walk the beach, okay? And get a chain here, a ring there, a gold tooth here. No, you go directly to the fucking source. That way you know it's pure. That way you know that it's actually what it is, because that damn thing that look like a diamond, what could it be? You digging through the trash. People really gonna throw away diamonds? It's probably a motherfucking cubic zirconia as a motherfucker. Or Swarovski. I can never say this shit. A Swarovski crystal. Okay? That gold, you gonna think you gonna find a fucking 24 karat motherfucking gold ring or chain in the fucking trash? In a landfill? Again, it's possible, but it's not probable. Why not just take your ass to the gold mine and mine for it there? Look for it from the source. The black community is fucking obsessed with, man, obsessed with saying, hey, he fucked up. Let's look at him and give him the first shot. That's the NOI's fucking basic fucking principle. Because you know what they do? Those people are at some degree until they figure out that they no longer need you, or that what you thought they were reformed what they were reformed from rears its ugly head again. They relapse. They what you call that shit? They backslide. Now what? This is the problem of the productive versus non-productive black men. The productive black men always have to take the back seat to the unproductive. You have to prove. Immaculate record. And people literally wait for you to fuck up. And not even on no major shit. Something small. Now I don't know, he killed somebody. He raped somebody. He stole money. He this, he that. No. Again, what's going on right now? Even what's the dude's name? He has nothing to do with the nothing to do with the MMR. What's the dude's name? Jay Morrison, right? Jay Morrison. Allegedly out here doing what? Why? Because again, niggas, they like the hustle. They like the fucking the guy that, I used to be in jail, but look at me now. Versus going to a motherfucker that's a confirmed accountant, a confirmed real estate agent. Years upon years, immaculate fucking record, right? And then a nigga just get a bad deal one time on like some, hey, you had to pay more than like, just say closing costs. oh man, I ain't fuck with that nigga, man. My closing costs came out to be, $1,000 more than what I wanted it to be. He told me he's gonna get this, and man, and I had to pay $1,000 extra on my house, man. Fuck that nigga. That nigga ain't about shit. Brother, $1,000? You gonna ruin this man's reputation, and he's stealing his money from? No, he still no money, but I had to pay that extra grand, bro. Brother, you bought a $500,000 house. What's another 1,000? No, nigga, you don't understand, man. I'm about my money, man. Huh? But then you'll take $10,000 and go invest it with fucking Jay Morrison or someone like of his ilk. You're not blocked, bro. Blocked from who? Hold on, wait. Let me see. Are you blocked? Wait, let me make sure. Y'all didn't block this dude, man. I know y'all didn't block him. Hold on. No, he's not blocked. Wise man, you're not blocked. Wise man, you are not blocked. Yes, wise man, you are not blocked. You're not blocked. You're blocked by an individual. An individual does not like your banter back and forth, so he blocked you. You're not blocked on my channel. We can all see you, brother. You're welcome. I definitely want you to come get some of this conversation since you claim that you're NOI. All right, that the least of us can be the best of us. A lot of these guys leave the nation because of the corruption that exists due to the people sought after. As far as the black community, I hope, but I can't see how that all is. We don't have 20 plus years to make the change of fundamental beliefs in the entire generation. We're too easily influenced by outside sources. Slavery is the biggest issue. The black community because it leaves black people seeking white validation and compromise. You can never, all caps, you can never gain power when you look to another group for answers. Black people are already to be a permanent underclass in 30 years, right? Is it 30 years or 50 years? Did they say, no, yeah, 30 years, because it was 2053, right? So allegedly, I think they say 2053, black people are set on par to be a fucking permanent financial underclass. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me. But I think that's what it is, 2053 or 2050 something. And it just sped up greatly with this economic reset that's happening or will soon happen. Ultimately, no. And as I said, at this point, you save who you want to be saved and learn to ignore the casualties. And again, man, the NOI also promised this thing of like everybody can be saved. Everybody's redeemable. That is not true. Everybody is not redeemable. There should be such things, man, that where like if you cross that line, get away, stay away. You're not welcome. No, do not pass go. Do not fucking collect $200 to the fucking wilderness you go. Get out, stay out. You're not welcome. Don't even let me catch you trying to peek over the fence. Child sexual abusers, out. Murderers, unjustifiable, gang members and shit like that, out. Just killing a nigga over stepping over your shoe or some dumb shit like that, out. No, this person is showing you, bro. How would you ever, again, people do not understand. Listen, this is why they call it being amongst the ranks. Because how does a rank work? Let me tell you how a rank works. A rank works as in we start off as equals at the bottom. And with a certain amount of time in servitude or service and work, you work your way up the ranks. You work your way up the ranks. And the more rank you gain, the more people you are over, the more people you can command, the more power you have. So if and when you allow a fucking psychopathic fucking lunatic to be a part of the ranks, you give him the opportunity to be a leader one day. And in the black community, we got to stop doing that shit. No, nigga, no. You cannot. You cannot participate. Just like Malcolm X told the white folks, hey, if you want to contribute or whatever, or be outside of this and the other, you want to fucking watch from the goddamn sidelines, by all means, cheer along. But as far as you stepping your ass in here and being able to fucking be a part and actually participate, fuck no. You lost your goddamn mind. You molested children. You raped women. You murdered people over nothing, indiscriminately. You're willing to kill children over a little bit of drug money, over a little bit of beef, over a turf, over a gang affiliation, over something just irrelevant. You're willing to snuff out a life over that. No, sir, you cannot participate. Oh, man, that's fucked up. You just said, yes, I just said that. But again, there has to be a fucking limit. No. Immediate, automatic disqualification. And if you disagree with it, hey, you go with them. You start your own shit. That's the best thing about America. The best thing about America being the best motherfucking place on the planet is, hey, if you don't like it, start your own shit. That's the whole premise and fucking essence of America itself. They say, motherfuckers, hey, man, these motherfuckers charging us too much money. We don't want to fucking do this shit no more. We tired of being ran by these motherfuckers. I'm going to leave and do my own goddamn thing. How hard is that to do? How hard is it to do? Not at all. If you want to be in the company of fucking child molesters, fucking sexual fucking predators and murderers of fucking children and just indiscriminate motherfucking killers and ain't shit motherfuckers, by all means, go start the club, bro. I'm not getting your way. I'm not. But when you even give these people a chance and opportunity to fucking participate, you open the door for at one point in time, one day, that motherfucker to be the king of the hill. And then what? When that relapse happens, when that backslide happens, when that motherfucking, whatever it was, that visceral fucking carnage rears its ugly head again, he changes the rules. That's another important thing y'all understand. With rank comes the power to fucking change the rules to your interpretation. You seen that in Animal Farm. They had the 10 rules, right? And then lo and behold, as the fucking pigs start taking over, the fucking rules start getting changed. But because nobody else understood it and they couldn't fucking read, they didn't even know what it was. And the few people that knew how to read, they would go and read the shit or infer some shit that wasn't even there. So they made it match up to where they wanted it to be. This is why the fucking NOI template is fucking dangerous for the black community. The least of us are not the best of us. I'm sorry. There's 1 in a fucking billion chance. Yes. Is anybody perfect? No. But again, if you're looking for, and again, who said that? Shout out to Archer. Archer just said that. Black people have a messiah complex. That's why it's so easy for basketball players to be able to speak on politics and serious social issues and shit like that. Again, LeBron James is a phenomenal fucking basketball player. Phenomenal. But when it comes to fucking social issues and shit like that, especially when there's a blatant fucking issue in China right now concerning fucking human treatment that he refuses to fucking speak on because, again, his fucking handlers and the people that pay him his check twofold, Nike and the NBA, wouldn't dare allow him to say anything against fucking China because you know what? It's too much money to be lost. And China already flexed their muscles and fucking pinched their nuts and be like, what, nigga? Ban. Shut it down. Men have to be willing to take those fucking risks. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. If it's right, it's right. I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to say something about it. And especially when you're somebody at the power level of a LeBron James, bitch, I can make my own. I can survive without you. But again, this comes back to what? Single motherhood. He's an alpha and all that shit on the basketball course, but that can still be argued. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes up to really, really taking a fucking stance and refusing to go along and just please the fucking crowd, he's going to fold every time. He's only there for the money. He's only what the money tells him to do. And this is why I'm glad I keep like slapping you niggas in the face that want to come up here and talk about wallet. Nigga, if the only thing you in it for is for a wallet, nigga, that means you can be bought that way. That way. Everybody has a price. I agree with that. But a lot of you niggas don't even want the 3 pieces of silver. You'll take the half. You'll take the half an ounce. Exactly, Roscoe. None whatsoever. Thank you. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and again, in this place, we fucking see it. Shout out to everybody in here. We see it here, man. But you dare say this to somebody, oh, nigga, what? Oh, King James, King. You remember that shit when niggas was getting into fights and shootouts over the fucking Michael Jordan and LeBron James argument? I think when it first started up hot, like 3-4 years ago. Niggas was getting into fist fights, bro. Fist fights. And I promise you it wasn't the Jordan fucking motherfuckers. Most of the Jordan niggas are older niggas. It's these younger niggas out here. Or these fucking or these older niggas, these niggas that are older than LeBron, they're LeBron fans. That's some shit I never got. I never understand. Man, I can't be a fan of a nigga that I'm just, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be a fan of a man at all. Shout out to motherfucking Chronicles, okay? That's one thing I learned. All right. I had to fall back from that shit, man. As a man, you're not supposed to be fucking idolizing me. And that's why I say, y'all niggas ain't fans of me, man. Y'all just fuck with me. Y'all support me. Y'all fucking challenge me. Y'all keep me on my toes. All of those things. But don't be a fan of me, bro. I'm not a fan. A man is not supposed to be a fucking fan of another man, bro. Just not. You should be a fan of your damn self. I'm my own biggest fan. And a lot of times in life, you go come to find out you need to be. Because you're the only motherfucker in your corner. You have to be fucking insane to fucking chase greatness, bro. You have to be. You have to. Because it's going to be some shit you motherfucking challenge yourself to do that nobody's going to understand. Nobody's going to believe it. Nobody's going to have any encouraging words because to them it's just fucking possible. You got to have the motherfucking ultimate confidence in yourself to say, fuck this shit. I don't need you. And when I get to the motherfucking top, I'll let you know. And I'm not going to even hold it against you because I know you do not have the capacity to understand it. That's the thing. You can't even hate a motherfucker like that, man, because they don't have the passion. They don't have the competitive nature. They don't have the fucking willpower. So you can't even hold it against them for not fucking being there for you like that. It's just something they're incapable of doing. But shout out to Kenny Conzo for the 7. Appreciate you, bro. Bro, you should have had my homie DC Gab slide through for the particular topic. Peace to you and the subs. I'll catch the playback. Fourth quarter talk. Salute. Yeah, shout out to the fourth quarter talk. Hey man, Gab come through when he come through, man. Gab knows it's all love. Gab wanna if he come through, but it is what it is. I have another one. Yeah, line of Judah 4-4. Yeah, we know it, man. Exactly, son. Again, man. Listen, bro. It's so crazy out here, man. And I'm telling you, bro, it's at times that you will literally you're at that shit like, bro, am I losing my mind? Am I really doing this shit? Am I really gonna fucking go for it? And of course, then you look yourself in the mirror and say, hell, fuck yeah, nigga, what changed? The fuck? What changed? We said we doing this shit, right? So we motherfucking doing it. And it's funny to me. It's funny how people can be peer pressured into things even more so than they can be self-pressured into things. Don't you find that something? It's more people that have done fucked up things that set their lives back and they blamed it on other people, right? Oh man, you know, it was a product of my environment. The people around me was doing this. I was hanging out with the wrong crowd and all this shit and la. You know, so I got caught up in some shit. Well, damn, bro. Just like you made a decision to fucking listen to them, you couldn't make the decision to fucking believe and listen to yourself. That's always my question. But again, a lot of people don't have that even understanding. They have to go through and fall by following others before motherfucking leading themselves. I'll say it again. People have to fall from following others before they would dare lead themselves. Again, I don't need flies. I'm not trying to attract flies. I only want people. Flies are attracted by honey and bullshit. Ain't shit sweet here, and nigga, I ain't trying to. I don't live on a fucking farm. Okay? Ain't shit sweet, and I ain't got no motherfucking milk to sell you, nigga. I only want people. You need people to build a fucking nation. You need people to build a fucking organization. You need people to fight a fucking war if there's a war to be fought. When the hell a fly ever picked up a goddamn AR-15? Or a fucking 45? Show me. Please do. Shout out to DJ Nav. Say it again, fantastic. They don't have the capacity. Again, man, and again, I know motherfuckers think, oh, this nigga just look. I swear to God, y'all, bro, I don't gain nothing from telling y'all this shit. It's just crazy shit I had in my motherfucking head, bro, for like my entire fucking adulthood, and I finally get to fucking put this shit out here because y'all crazy enough to fucking listen to me. And I dared fucking finally motherfucking bet on myself and say, nigga, we doing this shit. Fuck it. It is what it is. Been doing this shit for years, bro. And people, you know, yeah, they follow along. Yeah, man. Yeah. But they always have that breaking point. You know why? Because I always stress on the fucking discipline aspect of it and actual implementation. That's what I expect. Discipline and implementation. That's the hard part. It's easy to fucking talk that shit. It's easy to motherfucking say you're about it. But when it's really time to motherfucking step up and do what needs to be done, everybody's going to fall to the back. There's going to be very, very few people that actually step up to the fucking plate, step up to the line, take on the motherfucking burden, put this shit on their back. And the funny thing about it is, if people understood, those are the most critical and best times in your life because you prove yourself who you really are. When you have the fucking impossible odds stacked up against you, nobody in your corner but your damn self, your back's against the fucking wall, and the only person you got to fucking depend on is you, and you come out of that shit, bro. You're truly in tune with yourself and who the fuck you are. This is why I say peer pressure is non-existent. It's not real. Nobody can ever convince me to do something I truly do not want to do. You hand me a fucking plate of shit, hey man, it's good. It's good, bro. I swear, man. Hey, don't mind the smell, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's the best thing you ever tasted. Yeah, trust me, man. I'm telling you, it's great, man. Just think of fucking imagine this, imagine that. Hey, you like cheesesteaks? Yeah, man, it's just like a cheesesteak, brother. Just go ahead and take a bite. No, nigga, you trying to feed me some bullshit? Are you crazy? No, man, don't think about that. No, nigga, get the fuck out of my face. Leave. Get out of my face. You're insulting my intelligence, and I don't want to do it. Stop trying to convince me. I don't even want to let you speak to me because you're wasting your time and mine. And time is the most valuable fucking commodity in the world. You never get it back once it's gone. But every day, again, we have the unproductive black man with a fucking buffet of bullshit. NOI fucking the NOI fucking template. The NOI template. Let's take the worst of us and let's fucking put them at the front of the line. Surely there'll be one great one out of fucking 1,000. Oh, not 1,000, maybe 5,000. Not 5,000, maybe 10,000. There'll be one astronomical, exceptional fucking nigga out of the worst of the worst. When all you have to do is fucking look for the best of the best in childhood and start fucking promoting them and put a hedge of protection of fucking around them. You can't touch these dudes right here. These guys right here, we're going to fucking look for them. We're going to handpick and select them and put them on the track to make them the best that we could possibly have of representation. Teach them and give them the fucking knowledge and wisdom. That's the most important fucking thing in life. Not the money. Not the hoes. Not the fame. Not the popularity. You're teaching these boys, these men, principles of leadership and power. If you seek power, everything else falls in its place. You understand the true essence of what power is. Everything else falls in its place. Shout out to my man Daniel Myrie for the 10, brother. Appreciate you. But I done ran my mouth way too long, man. Let me get y'all up in here, bro. Started kind of late today. Ain't trying to be on here all day. So by all means, there we go. Or I always forget to do this. Shout out to everybody that was putting the links in the chat. For people that gave me the cash outs earlier. Thank you. Appreciate you, brothers. There we go. Cop a shirt, if you will. BABG in the motherfucking building. You ain't just got to be big physically, baby. Hey, we big financially. We big mentally. You know what I'm saying? Just put an E on the end of it, man. That's how big we is, baby. All right? Shout out. Shout out to my man, Psycho Patriots. What's going on, Psycho?
Peace. What's going on? How you?
You got it, bro. I can't complain.
All right. You about to have people upset with you. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, it's nothing new to me, man. You know it's nothing new.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just letting you know these cult members do not play. I have banged on this whole cult in the past, all on my channel, and they have trolled the shit out of me for it, and I don't give a fuck because I know all about this. I know all about the Nation of Islam. I know all their little dirty secrets and everything. You know, they started off as a spinoff of the Moorish Science Temple with Noble Drew Ali, and it started off with their creator and founder was a dude by the name of Wallace Farad, aka Master Farad. I like to call him Massa Farad, who's actually a non-black dude.
He's a white dude, right?
Well, I would consider him white. Yes, he's half Pakistani, and his mother was European. So yeah, I would consider him white. You know, and he came over and he joined the Moorish Science Temple. And after Noble Drew Ali died, and there was a split in the Moorish Science Temple and everything else, he left the Moorish Science Temple and he moved out to Detroit. And after he moved out to Detroit in 1931, he founded a place called the Allah Temple, which eventually became the Nation of Islam, right? And this is where he started his. This is where he originally started his cult, and they had a situation. And this is where he also met a former alcoholic by the name of Elijah Muhammad. His real name was Elijah Poole, and he changed his name to Elijah Muhammad. And he actually met him out in Detroit and everything else. And they had a situation out in Detroit in like the mid 30s. I want to say it was like 33, 34, something like that. A dude by the name, I think his name was Robert Smith, one of their little cult members, had got arrested for murder for committing a sacrifice. Oh. He was at a Detroit house and he sacrificed somebody up in there, and they caught him. And when the cops was asking him, well, what the hell made you do some wild shit like this? He said, well, it was written. I'm following, my religion, because it was Master Farad had a book where he was talking about sacrificing people and how that was pretty much make you ordained by God or whatever the case may be. So he took it literal and actually went out there and did it. Got caught. The Detroit Free Press was all over it. They had like 1 billion articles about it. They started calling that house the Voodoo House. It became known as the Voodoo House and everything else. And this was like when the public eye really first like caught wind of what was going on, and they first started finding out about the Nation of Islam. And then they kind of like went underground for a while, but they still was doing their thing. But they still was like, they kind of was like really underground until a certain individual, Malcolm X, actually joined them. And for the people out here who got Spike Lee understanding of Malcolm X did not join the Nation of Islam because some dude in prison walked up to him and gave him some nutmeg and made him stir his cup and everything else. No, Malcolm X brothers and everything else was already in the Nation of Islam. And when he was locked up, he used to write his brothers and everything else, and his brothers was telling him about the Nation of Islam. And so he got converted in jail through his brothers. And when he came out, he met up with Elijah Muhammad, who had took over the nation at the time. By this time, Elijah had took over the nation. And he met up with Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad was very impressed with his way he was speaking. He was very charismatic. You spoke on this. This is how cult members actually drag people into these cults, is their charisma. You gotta have the gift of gab, right? And so he recognized this, and he started making him his national spokesman. Now, when Malcolm X became the national spokesman for the Nation of Islam, the Nation of Islam had less than 5,000 members. They had about 4,000 and some change at the time. And afterwards, like I want to say about 5 years after he became national spokesman, they membership like exceeded, like it came close to 100,000. Within less than 5 years, because Malcolm was out there grinding, putting in the work, hitting up the streets and everything else, evangelizing. And so Malcolm X is the sole reason why the Nation of Islam blew up the way it did. He's the one who brought in a lot of prominent figures and everything else. Some of the famous Nation of Islam affiliates that you probably heard about was solely because of the work that Malcolm was putting in out in the streets. And then Malcolm, obviously, he caught wind from Elijah Muhammad's brother. I think it was his brother, or was it his son? It was either his son or his brother. Told Malcolm that Elijah Muhammad was messing around with little girls and was messing around with underage girls, you know, some of his secretaries and everything else, and was birthing unwed children out of wedlock all over the place. And Malcolm got turned off by that. And that's one of the things that made Malcolm leave. And when he left, you know, of course, the nation was upset. You know, he was out there, you know, he was telling everybody, you know, the nation is, and actually he wasn't even going to say nothing about the nation. What happened was Malcolm was living in a house. The house Malcolm was living in was leased under the Nation of Islam, right? So when Malcolm left the Nation of Islam was trying to evict him out the house. It was a house out in Queens, New York, and they was trying to evict him out the house. And when they was trying to evict him out the house, it went to court, everything else, and that's when the press caught wind that the Nation of Islam was actually suing Malcolm X. And they didn't even know he left the organization. But they caught wind when the court case and everything came up, and that's when they started sticking the cameras on his face, microphones on his face, asking what's going on. And that's when he came out and was saying, you know, like, well, I found out some things that, you know, I couldn't rock with. And, you know, he started saying how, you know, Elijah Muhammad was doing X, Y, and Z. And of course, you know, the nation wasn't having this. You know, they're a cult, and, you know, they can't have their dirty secrets out there. So they started plotting to kill him. And one of the people that was plotting to kill him was a dude that is now known as Louis Farrakhan. And Louis Farrakhan was a minister out in Boston. And he actually helped found a lot of the masjids out here in the Northeast. And one of the masjids he actually helped found was out here in my city, which is Newark, New Jersey. And it was called Mosque number 25, right out here in South Orange Avenue. I actually attended that mosque a lot when I was a kid. I used to go to summer camp out there because my aunt was down with the nation when I was younger. But you know, but anyways, I digress. Mosque number 25 was one of the mosques that Louis Farrakhan actually helped found. And the infamous day that happened out in the Autobahn with Malcolm X, the night before Malcolm got killed, Louis Farrakhan came out to Newark, right? The night before, he came out to Newark, and he had a meeting with people at some of the higher ups in the Newark chapter, and he left. And then the next day, three assailants from Newark went out to the Autobahn and they murdered Malcolm. So, you know, you can't tell me Louis Farrakhan wasn't involved in some kind of way. I find it very hard to believe, because if you look at Malcolm's death, nobody benefited from Malcolm's death more than Louis Farrakhan.
Allegedly. God said alleged.
Well, allegedly, that's fine. But that's why I said, in my humble opinion, this is what happened, and I'm basing this off of the evidence. I can get way deep into this, but I don't want to hold up the whole stream with you know, history lessons. But you know,
No, I'm just saying, Psycho, what's good? I'm saying that's very important. I was going to add one more piece to your history lesson, but continue. So no, that's important to lay the backdrop.
Right. And then, you know, afterwards, you know, Elijah Muhammad eventually ended up dying in the 70s. The nation had a split at the time, because, you know, there was a group that wanted to follow Louis Farrakhan, and there was a group that wanted to follow Elijah's son. Elijah's son actually wanted to get away from all them old silly teachings that Master Farad had pushed on the people, and actually wanted to follow more traditional Islam. He actually wanted to go more the way of Sunni Muslim, right? And Louis Farrakhan wanted to keep the whole, you know, Master Farad, you know, the white man's the devil, you know, Yaqub bullshit going. That, which is pseudo, by the way. That real Muslims don't believe that. This is all that's all bullshit created by the Nation of Islam. And so it was a split for a while. And then and then later on, Louis Farrakhan actually restarted up the Nation of Islam, and now you got the Nation of Islam, what you know today. But I'll go ahead and pass the mic.
Wise man.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, you loud and clear, brother. You got it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in the Nation of Islam. I heard a lot of what you said, brother. Fantastic, and I forget how to pronounce your name. Psychopathic.
Yeah,
what he
right.
stated. Okay. I'm third generation in the Nation of Islam. I don't have a problem, or we in the nation don't have a. Hold on, let me take this back. We don't have a problem with the critique of brothers that don't agree or disagree with what we say and what we do, that's fine, man. You can have your critique. However, some of the facts that brother presented aren't accurately correct. You know what I mean? For instance, Master Fard Muhammad, as read in the FBI Freedom of Information Act, it said that he was of Arabian descent. Now, I mean, it could be debated.
Pakistani, sir.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
hear
I
me out.
believe I said that. But go ahead.
Just hear me out. It could be debated. I mean, we don't. I mean, we all going off of somebody else's information anyway. To be honest, we in the Nation of Islam, we choose to go off of what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. So that's belief. We dealing with belief, and you could believe whatever you want. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Again, as far as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad getting little girls pregnant, as he put, or as others have put, that's not true either. He had 9 wives, I believe, and all of them were over the age of 18. 18 was the youngest, and that was Tainetta Muhammad, who was one of his wives. Now, whether you believe that he could have more than one wife and this, that, and the other, that's, again, in the religion of Islam, we believe you can have more than one wife, just like in the religion of the Hebrew Israelites, you can have more than one wife. So
just real quick, Roger, just real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't think the problem was his actual wives. The wives that he claimed, everybody knew about them, and that wasn't the issue. It was the ones that weren't his wives, and they would have been considered his concubines, that he was getting pregnant, and they were trying to hide from the people. Again, that was the whole purpose. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, okay. So here's the thing, brother. All of them, and Minister Farrakhan brought them out on stage at the one of our Savior's Day conventions. All of them were considered his wives, and the youngest one being that of Mother Tainetta Muhammad, who was 18 at the time. She was the youngest. So there was no. So when they say underage or they say teenage girls, it's a divisive language that is used for the fact that, yeah, they were teenagers, because 18 is technically a teenager, but that's the language that they used in order to slander or smut, so on and so forth.
Yeah, but again, why would Malcolm make that claim? Why would Malcolm, again, the person that's the head of, real quick, the person that was the most, like Psycho said, the biggest NOI figure in the history of the organization, hands down, even bigger than Elijah Muhammad or anybody. Malcolm X is NOI, point blank period. Okay. Why would he make this claim against him about the girls being underage and him not, you know what I'm saying, acknowledging getting these young girls pregnant and all these other things? Why would he lie?
Okay, well, it's not that he would lie. Again, it's the language that he used, because technically they were teenagers in the sense that 18 and 19 are teenagers. It's the language and how he chose to use what he knew of the scriptures to come against the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. For instance, he knew that in Islam, like a lot of people say that, oh, Malcolm went to the Middle East and found Islam, true Islam, and converted to Sunniism, right? Or the Sunni Islam. Malcolm had been to Mecca in 1959. That's not, I mean, to Jeddah, excuse me, in 1959. So it wasn't the first time he was in contact with white Muslims. That's a false narrative. In this situation, Malcolm was disheartened because of how he felt the Honorable Elijah Muhammad dealt with the with the death of Ronald X.T. Stokes, which is out here in Los Angeles where I'm at, and which my family was members of the mosque at that time. Malcolm didn't like the mishandle. He didn't like the way the Honorable Elijah Muhammad handled it. He felt that because he was preaching an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, that the Muslims should have went out there into the streets of Los Angeles and killed police. Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wasn't going to do that. And so he was disheartened. And if you look at Abdul Razak, who was Malcolm's chief aide, he's the one that said, he even backed that up and said that that was one of the main reasons why Malcolm wanted to split with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So it's not, the slander came about as the brother was saying, when Malcolm's house was bombed and he was kicked out of the house that he had in East Elmhurst, New York, in Queens. He was disheartened by that because he was no longer the house. See, on a lot of people, it's interesting to see a point of view of those that aren't in the mosque from those that are in the mosque, right? Because I've been on both sides, you know, but from a view of somebody that's in the nation, you get more information is available to you about how things work, because you can have an idea about how things work from the outside, but not on the inside. It's going to be a completely different view.
I'm not, were you done? I'm not, I don't
Go
mean,
ahead, bro.
I don't mean
No,
that.
no, I mean, go ahead. I was just addressing certain things that I heard. That's all. Oh,
Real quick before you go, I got an article up, brother. All right, so I got this article up. It's titled "Dignity, Diligence, and Scandal" on December 2003. Okay. Let's see. He faced charges of. Let me see where it is. He died at 68 years old on September 30th from cancer. He was facing criminal charges and civil lawsuit alleging that he had repeatedly raped underage girls at his compound, in some cases fathering their children, then demanding their welfare payments. According to the court records and interviews with his accusers, the girls in the foster care, one of Bay's wives, had given birth to a child fathered by Bay. Authorities did nothing even after the alleged rape of another teen who had worked at Bay's burgeoning Your Black Muslim bakery was reported to police. Again, these were police reports, man. Man.
Yeah, that's not to interrupt, brother, but that's not. They are not affiliated with the Nation of Islam. That was Yusuf Bey up there with Your Black Muslim Bakery, which is up there on San Pablo in the city of Oakland. That's not the Nation of Islam. Just for your clarification, to be honest, bro.
Okay, so hold on. Who is Yusuf Bey?
He's a brother among other brothers that got these teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and went and started their own group. Like you'll have Silas Muhammad, he has his own group. You have Solomon Muhammad, he has his own group.
Okay.
So on and so forth. So that's like more or less a splinter group, brother.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me find the right one. Go ahead, Sir Tyson. I'll find the right one.
Hey, what up, Psycho? What up, Waz? What up, fam? Go ahead, Waz.
How you doing, my brother?
You said you're gonna say it. Yeah. Waz.
Yeah, just one last thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would just wanted to address one last thing about them cleaning up. I think Brother Fantastic said that, it's like one out of umpteen Black people that gets cleaned up. Well, I mean, me personally, brother, it cleaned up my life. I mean, I can't really speak for other people and how it works for them. But what I can say is this, as far as them cleaning up the lives of Black men. One, I was an ex-gang member myself. Like you said, I agree with you. We do take the worst. And some can be reformed. That's just hear me. Some can. Yes, some can be reformed, some cannot. I mean, it depends on how you apply the discipline. The structure is nothing wrong with the structure and the outline of how we teach you to be, but it's up to you. And one of our modes and our models is do for self. So you got to do for yourself. You got to apply it for yourself. That's why I say I don't agree with. I mean, I don't have a problem with a lot of what brother was saying. I agree, man. We do need to stop making excuses. We do need to pick up ourselves. However, you can't just say, well, all of it's bad just because, some are making it and some ain't. I don't agree with that. But go ahead.
All right, now that's a good segue. Peace, brothers. By the way, when I interrupted you earlier, I wasn't doing it in a rude way, so pardon my tone if it came off that way.
No problem.
Fan, I'm curious what sparked this, but before you tell me what sparked this, like, was it an incident or was it something you came across? But my father was in the NOI, and I grew up message to a Black man, how to eat and live and what have you. When I got to be like 19 or 20, I was pretty much gonna join, and I won't get into why I didn't join, but there's some things between what Psycho mentioned and what Wise mentioned. One thing regarding Malcolm that I think that needs to be discussed, and before we even get into the Wally Ford part, but particularly Elijah Muhammad was very disrespectful towards sports competition. He thought it was folly. Malcolm X had a relationship with Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali had been listening to him and Elijah since the 50s on records. So when he became a Muslim, Malcolm took a kinship and friendship with him, and Elijah was like, what are you doing with this or whatever? But then he realized, wait a minute, this guy could help accelerate our message even more. And just when the splintering was happening between Malcolm and Elijah, basically Muhammad took the side of Elijah. He's like, nope, you're pretty much, you excommunicated, you're done. I mean, and he later regretted it, but all that stuff was happening leading up. He's like, damn, this was my friend and this is what happened. But all this is happening. They taking my house and this guy's believing everything that's being said about me. So I think that that's kind of important to discuss. My thing with the NOI is, the good thing is this: regardless of the methods, at the end of the day, especially back then when my father came up, that was some of the first material that guys were reading. Guys weren't reading W.E.B. Du Bois or what have you at the time. That was the first thing when they read Message to a Black Man, where they're seeing a black man from a real conscious perspective, like, wow, we are the leaders of the world. We have invented these things, or we are God, you know, basically not having that whole victim mindset that was extremely prevalent back then. So I definitely commend the methods there. And I still think it's still must read for every black man, whether you want to follow the tenets or not. I sincerely do. My issue comes down to the history. And when you talk about this Wallace Ford guy, Wise, I'm not being disrespectful to it, but there's a guy, I'm sure you're probably familiar with him. I put his name in the chat, but I'm going to see if I can find another link. His name is Paul Guthrie, and he talks about the tales of how Wallace Ford allegedly came from Pakistan, how he picked up many of the tenets of various Hindu religions and basically compiled them up. Now there's some tinfoil hat theory that this is all CIA engineered and this guy wouldn't have known how to do this, and how was he planted in Detroit at the right time, you know, there. But when you see these connections, and again, I haven't read a lot of this material in damn near 15, 20 years, so I'm not as up on it with you, Wise, but if you give me a week, I'll get my research back up on it. But the point is that a lot of the stuff, it's almost like, I mean, one of the things, there's a little joke in the NOI, and Psychopathies, you tell me if you've heard this or whatever. It's like, to be a leader, you have to be a certain complexion because people wouldn't accept a person of you. You've heard it. Right?
Yeah, they're very colorist. Louis Farrakhan's been quoted as saying, the hair on top of your head is supposed to be as fine as the hair on your eyebrows.
Wow.
He said if the hair on your head should be the same texture as the hair on your eyebrows. That Louis Farrakhan's been quoted as saying.
I mean, if you guys
never trust a nigga with sideways waves. By the way, just for the record.
You said sideways waves.
Yeah, sideways waves. Never trust a nigga with sideways.
Let me read this. Yeah, let me read this super chat real quick. Off of Gabe 8 for the 10. Thank you, brother. I know you fellas like to pick apart every worldwide view and idea, but it might not be wise to direct your critics towards the NOI. Brothers have been targeted by the organization for less. Again, man, I mean, if they want to hop on me for fucking, I mean, giving it, and again, I'll reiterate what I'm saying when the brothers are done to make sure that my point is clear. I have absolutely no issue or problem with the NOI and whatever the hell you do, but I'm saying that's not the template that black people should be trying to take. Again, to take the least of us to make them the best of us. That's the wrong approach for black people to take, and that's a fundamental issue that we have in the black community. But go ahead, Sir Tyson, then we'll kick it to Wise Man, and I'll get back to it.
Yeah, in the end, because I got a lot of material on this stuff. I mean, some of their material, I don't want to say these titles or what have you, but some of their materials do tell a side of history and why. Here, I'll give you a hint or whatever. Actually, I can't even figure out how to dress that up. But again, my issue is just the history. And then when you look in things like, if you look up the Hanafi murders or what have you, okay, I'll just give you that. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was their financial benefactor. And they basically, these were some dudes, I want to say they were out of New Jersey or Philly. You got to correct me if I'm wrong on this one, Psychopathies, but they did some heinous things that were just unreal. As far as, just to your overall point about taking the lowest, I believe everybody, or I believe people, if they're willing to do the work, can be reformed. I just don't think that the methods are as good nowadays as it once was. And I'll just end it at that. I'll just pass the mic along there, but I just have to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, real quick. Yeah, they are definitely, in my personal opinion, they are a criminal organization. That they have, and I'm basing this off, again, a lot of information I got, because I'm just keeping it on the basics. I can bring up names that y'all probably won't be familiar with. There's another dude out here from Newark who took over the Newark chapter in the 70s, who got killed by the nation by the name of James Shabazz. Y'all can look him up.
Very familiar with him. Very familiar.
Yeah, I know who James Shabazz is, Son of Thunder. I'm familiar with all this history, but here's what I wanted to say, because I heard what I think it's Sir Tice.
Yes, sir.
The brother.
Whatever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. So here's the thing. The Nation of Islam tends to get judged as a whole, not individual, right? So what happens is
Right?
no. Well, let me explain my position on why I say that. Okay, if a brother for instance, John Muhammad, he was supposed to be the DC sniper. Oh, he did security for Farrakhan in the nation, and he was a DC sniper, and he was one of us. No, he wasn't. Anytime you go outside the tenements of our restrictive laws, you really putting yourself out of the nation. We don't advocate, and believe me, I'm from the streets. I'm not, you know, I'm not by any means or I was not by any means a saint, and when I was not in the nation, but when I got in the nation, we don't encourage any type of criminal activity. Now you do have those that say they are in the nation that do crimes. Now, do you say that the nation is doing crimes? Well, majority of people do say, well, the Nation of Islam did that. Well, yeah, he was a Muslim, he did this and that, the other. But that doesn't mean that.
Yeah, well, wise man, let me do this. Let me ask you this question, then, brother. So, do you agree with my fundamental stance of, again, I understand the nation serves a purpose. I understand the nation does a lot of things for black men that may have made the wrong decisions in their lives and help them turn it around. You're a living testament of that, right? That's what you're saying. You're here doing. Okay. Yes, sir. My whole point is this: the aspect of them taking brothers like you that made hiccups or whatnot and have issues in the past and reforming them and putting them as the leaders of the entire race. Do you not see the issue with that versus taking the brothers that have never had those hiccups, the brothers that have never had those issues or problems, and have showed themselves up until that moment or the time of, whatever it be? Because again, I understand nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to make a mistake or something along the way. But especially at least a person that doesn't have the criminal record and the questionable behavior or activities in their life, why would we not prop up choose those brothers early, or choose those brothers even in adulthood? Because that could be found in adulthood also. Because obviously most of the guys in the NOI, you're not really a official criminal until you're of adult age, and you go through things and you're charged with something at the age of 18. Okay, we'll work on that.
Well, I agree with you, brother. Fantastic. And in a lot of cases we do. Minister Farrakhan, for instance, besides what people say, he hasn't had as much as a speeding ticket. He's had a speeding ticket. That's about the extent of his criminal involvement. Others may have a difference of opinion on that. There's many of brothers. My wife, there's sisters too, because my wife, who I've been married to for 13 years, same woman, 5 children. She has no criminal record, and she came into the nation.
We're not even holding the women to the task, because
I got you. Okay. But I'm just want to address what you're saying. Like, what about for instance, we have one of our scholars in the nation who did his dissertation on representing who Master Fard Muhammad is, right? And that's Dr. Wesley Muhammad. He has no criminal record. There's many of brothers.
Yeah.
What we're saying, brother, fantastic, to kind of answer your question, we take everybody in the black community, and those that want to improve, we with you to improve. But those that don't, then we with you if you don't.
I will agree with what he was just saying, as far as like everybody didn't come from prison. I know Gen X is my generation and younger. My generation was the first generation that was being born into the Muslim faith, per se, right? That's why people like 70 babies, 80 babies, a lot of them got names like Tariq and stuff, like like all these Muslim names and everything else. And you go like the debate, people that was born like the 50s, everything else, they got like John, Bob, like they got basic names. And then you get to the 70 babies, they start having these Muslim names. That's because that's the first generation that was being born into the Muslim faith. So you got a lot of people that was born into this stuff that really, like he said, never did prison time and none of that. So that's correct.
I guess to sum it up, what I would say is sometimes it's not for everybody, and we even say that it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's only for those that do want to do it. Now, if you want to deal with history and all that, I know the NOI archives minister, brother, he out of Baltimore, brother Carlos Muhammad, and I've reviewed some of the documents. I'm in touch with the historical research team and different elements of the nation. Like I said, I'm 3rd generation in the nation. My grandfather was in the Nation of Islam way back when Los Angeles first started their mosque. So I'm familiar with the history of the nation, which you gotta be. Now, a lot of it is faith. A lot of it is belief. It depends on what you choose to believe, and everybody's entitled to it. We have a saying in Islam, there's no compulsion. So we're not forcing everybody to do that. Everybody got their opinions because you didn't interact with all kinds of different brothers. You know what I mean? So I'm just giving you a perspective. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's on zero. Zero beat me to the thing. That's what they always say. And I'm not, but zero got it.
Yeah. So is it a religion or a cult?
Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says Islam, as we teach it, it's not really a religion because it's more or less a way of life. If you want to consider religion a way of life, then that's what it would be. If you want to call it a cult, that's fine. If you want to call it a cult, I don't call it a cult. I just call it a natural way of living.
Right.
Which is freedom, justice, and equality.
If it's a religion, it is for everybody. If it's a cult, it's not.
Well, it depends on. Okay, for instance, is that your definition of?
No, that's not a definition. That's what is. I'm not presenting you an opinion. That's what it is.
Okay, well, me personally, I would consider it a natural way to live. That's what I would consider it as.
Okay.
A code is the fact that it's organized. That's what makes it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a way to live when there's an organization behind the way to live. That's not a way to live that would define an organization.
Well, in the sense of the organization represents, if, for instance, in order to operate within this system, you would need some type of organization to operate properly within this system. So that's the purpose of the military and the organization. The military is more or less for self-discipline and to discipline turning from Negroes and niggas into God, as we say. You see what I'm saying? Into a righteous way.
What's the difference between the Nation of Islam and the 5%ers? What's the difference?
Well, the 5%ers is from Clarence 13X, who was once a member of the Nation.
Right, I know the history, but what's the difference between them as far as ideologies? What's the difference between them?
Well, ideology is the 5% take the supreme lessons, the 120 as they call it, and they specifically study that, and they teach that they are the 5%, the poor righteous teachers, and they follow Father Allah, which is
the main thing. The main thing is 5% is not an organization; it's a spirituality, right?
Okay.
Like you don't. It's no organization to join like anybody become a 5%er because it's about spiritual faith. Now, Nation of Islam is actually an organization. Anybody can't just claim to be a Nation of Islam unless they actually a part of a mosque.
Okay, you could say that. Yeah, you do become a registered member of the Nation of Islam. Yes, sir. So, like I said, that organizational piece, I would say, this is just my opinion about it, would be to implement certain things that we're trying to do within the community. That's what I would say.
Real quick, let me hop in with the super chat from Noville, the descendant of slaves, Harris, for the 5. Thank you, brother. I was headed down a dark path and I joined the NOI in Stockton, California, and it guided me into a more positive path. I will always respect the NOI. And again, I don't have a problem with that. And I say that's what I often see happening. Again, I outside of Psychopathies did a great job of explaining it. Even Malcolm X tried to go that route until he's pretty much forced his hand by the NOI doing sneaky backhanded shit into trying to take his house from him. He was gonna let it ride, and for the most part, and not really expose it to the public. He was just trying to handle it from the inside to get these young girls justice, allegedly. But then you're gonna try to take my house from me, man, and unseat my family and all this other shit. That damn, you leave me no choice. And then, like you said, he was the NOI. Again, like I said, Malcolm X is no matter how you like it or whatever. Malcolm X is the most prolific figure in the history of the Nation of Islam. Point blank. Period. Elijah Muhammad, it doesn't even come close, even though he was the founder. You know what I'm saying? The proposed founder. So this is what I'm saying. So usually, what I see from brothers, and I shout the Gap, and a couple other brothers in this thing, that where they do this the same way. Hey, the NOI served a great purpose in my life. It helped me turn me around, give me a sense of purpose, spirituality, direction, all of those great things. But for whatever reason, over a certain period of time, I just, whatever it was, they don't really go into much details and say, hey, I just, no longer am practicing or no longer felt like, it was a part of my thing. And I went on my way, and the nation is always the nation. I would give respect to the nation. And I respect the brothers for doing that. Because again, unless they just do some grimy, shiesty shit to you, it's no need to destroy something or try to sully the name of something that did something great in your life. I understand that. Okay.
I know Zero chomping at the bit, but let me just get this in real quick when I say this. Look, I'm at the point right now, we get on these panels, fan and whatever, and we get this pushback, whatever from people just because it's like, hey, you won't follow this method. I'm at the point now, hey, sometimes maybe these methods that I may not agree with them may resonate with some other people. I mean, when Psycho mentioned about the 5%ers, I remember guys who could barely read or whatever. Now they're finally reading, they're reading their mathematics or whatever. And I'm like, well, shit, if that's what it takes for them to fucking learn how to read, I'm all for, as long as they stay on the righteous path or whatever, you know. So that's kind of where I'm gonna, maybe, as the brother Waz says, maybe it's not for everybody, definitely not for me. Some brothers, traditional methods just don't work to get them back in line. So if this works, and as long as they stay on the right path, so what? And if it's a cult, it's a cult for, you know, just don't fuck with, you know, you know what I'm saying? Just be on the righteous path. That's just my take on that.
You know what, brother, Sir Tice, I realized being in the Nation, I've been registered as a Muslim since 1999. I'm about to be 40 this year. I'm not no, you know, super young brother, but I'm not an old brother, right? So here's the thing. I recognize that throughout the years, a lot of brothers that have rubbed our people the wrong way. You know, you got some people that barely, you know, they learn certain words or they get certain knowledge and they don't know how to use it, and they reckless with the knowledge and they out abusing and bruising our people. Like brother was referring to the zebra murders. He was referring to Robert Harris in Detroit when he mistook what we teach and went and enacted it on somebody killing people. I mean, people do a lot of things in the name of the nation, right? But it's not an accurate representation of the nation. Not from what I've seen. Now, there's some things that I don't know, and there's some things that I do know. I can only help you with what I do know. And so, I mean, I'm just here for the questions, but I appreciate Mr. Fantastic for allowing me even to have that opportunity to speak.
Not a problem, brother. We got a super chat just for you, man. Lorenzo Davis, can the brother of the nation speak on Yakub? He meant Yakub. Is that still a thing? Is that still like a practice thing I believe in? Okay,
so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about Yakub, and Yakub being the father of the white man and how the white race came into existence, that a brother amongst us approximately 8,200 years ago had an idea to make a man completely opposite of the black man, and that man's name was Yakub. He went among the elders, the 24 elders of Islam at that time, or the scientists as he called them, and they approved for him to go and make this people on an island in Greece or Palan or Patmos. And it was approximately 59,999 people, himself making 60,000 people. And he went through a process of separating the live germ within the black man, because we are taught that there are two germs present within the black man, the brown germ and the black germ, and that after grafting that brown germ into its last stage, you would get white. Hence, white folks coming 6,600 years ago. So that's what Yakub
Wait, can I just debunk that real quick?
I mean,
we have DNA.
Quick,
well, hold on. We have
real
DNA.
Quick before you debunk it, I just want to specify that I'm not saying that, hey, brother, I'm not saying, oh,
I'm not saying you.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay, go ahead.
And the fact of the matter is we have DNA now, so we have better tools. And those tools tell us that there are no genetic markers for race. It's all phenotype. So unless he was able to change the entire phenotype of a person by just separating germs, which is fucking magic, that's impossible. The only way you're going to produce a white person from black people is to send them north for a few millennia.
Can you hear me?
That's how you create white people.
Okay. I'm sorry, brother.
The way to create
What'd you say?
The way to create white people is you send a bunch of black people north and leave them there for a few millennia, and then they become white because they have a lack of sunlight, which changes the pigment of both their eyes and their skin. The race factor is simply phenotype, which is given to you by your environment. The phenotype can also be created when two different races mix with each other. Like, for instance, mixed people have different phenotype. They have mixed phenotype. Some white people have nappy hair. You know, there's some black people with white people hair. Like, all that shit is phenotype. So unless he was able to do that by separating a germ, I don't know how much time that took, but you're not going to do that.
6,000. We were told it took 600. It took 600 years, 200 to get up. Right. So when you have a controlled experiment, I'm just explaining the process. Like I said, brother, we have a saying, it's like we can take it or let it alone. I mean, we not.
Yeah, but that type of thing you can't just take or leave alone, because we have new tools that tell us that it's impossible.
Oh, hear me out. Okay. So according to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what he said is, after 200 years of grafting from black, you got all brown people.
No, right? I understand that. I'm familiar with the history. What I'm saying is, because we have new tools, those new tools tell us that that's impossible.
Okay.
You're not going to create white people by just separating germs. Doesn't happen that way.
Okay, well, and that's fine, and brother, that's fine. I personally, that's what I'm saying. When I deal with belief, now if there's something that's stated as a fact, then I'm going to say it's a fact. Now, are you saying, do you believe this, Brother Jericho or Brother Wise? Yes.
The fact is,
you see what I'm saying? I don't.
Longer than
okay, you can believe in something, but if something is like, for instance, if DNA, which is a fact, tells you that there's no such thing, there are no genetic markers for race. So the only way to do that is to take black people north and leave them there for a few millennia. Mm-hmm. That's not something you believe. That's going to be true whether you believe it or not. So
okay, again. So now we're dealing with a whole lot of data that I'm not, me personally, right? That I don't have access to at this time.
I can make it more simple. I can make it real simple.
That doesn't make any sense.
So you have no. So you have, let's say you have religions like, I'm trying to think of one. Okay, you have Jehovah's Witnesses. We know that blood transfusions, if the blood types, generally work XXX% of the time. Yet there is a belief in the Jehovah's Witness doctrine that no, not only will we not do blood transfusions, we don't believe in that. We believe in, we're going to pray this away or what have you.
They have allowed family members to die because of that too.
Right. So I'm just saying, hey, fuck all the genetic markers and all that stuff. That shit, if that's getting too technical, I'm just giving you a practical example of how one group will, and again, I'm not knocking the belief, brother. I'm just simply
and I don't think that you are, and I don't think that the other brother was. But what I'm saying is, brother, like, now we do have certain brothers within the nation who can explain it a lot better than me. I'm not that versed in that.
But what I said wasn't even technical.
Well, hear me out, brother, because okay, here's the point of what I'm saying. If me myself as a dark-skinned black person, my wife is a dark-skinned black person. One of my sons is brown. My mom and my dad, right? My mom is brown, and my dad is dark. Now, it's like, how do two people create and produce a brown child? Inside the black man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us is you have both the brown germ and the black germ. I can see the brown germ show up in my family.
So I'm going to repeat what I said. So brown germ, black germ, that shit does not exist.
Yeah, man, it's not a...
Okay, well, I think my opinion...
You're saying what I said was too technical. That doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm not saying that you're saying it's too technical. What I am saying is the terminology I may not have correct.
Understood, but skin color is not a deterrent. Skin color is just like... It's just phenotype. It's environmental. The environment creates.
So you know about melanin, right?
Yeah.
So you know about eumelanin and regular melanin, right?
Yes, that's all science. But what I'm saying is,
give me 1 second, brother. I got a call. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna repeat what I said. There are no genetic markers for race. Period. And this is in the fucking map DNA strand. There is no genetic markers for race. So
yeah,
race is determined by people, like belief. Like we say that people are this or that, and that's what race is.
So are there different types of melanin? Is there like eumelanin, and you have regular melanin, you have brown melanin? Are you familiar with those terms?
I'm familiar with those terms, but melanin is melanin. For instance, the absence of melanin makes you lose pigment. Which is what determines your skin color and shit like that. So I have a lighter brother, my middle brother, he's lighter. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that there's a germ. It means that he just had less pigment than I do.
And this is what I was saying about the terms that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad used, right? For instance, we say that the white man's the devil, right? And we reference that devil is made from grafting from the live germ, right? And we reference devil as anything grafted from the original is devil. So it's a certain terminology that was being used by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that we utilize that may not be applicable. You see what I'm saying, to today's science? And that's all I'm saying. Because I don't have all the explicit details on science, I can't really talk about what I don't know.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Hold on, Rico, let me hop in here. And again, we're not gonna get you to do it, brother. But again, let's just say that the NOI is not well, it doesn't trump science. We'll just say that, okay. Even though another great, speaking of science, NOI has now is a branch of, or is in partnership with Scientology, but we won't talk about that. We'll leave that alone.
We can explain that, brother, because
hair is a genetic. Hair is not a genetic marker for race. Hair is part of phenotype.
The brother referenced Scientology, which I'm glad you brought it up, because a lot of people say, "Well, y'all down with Scientology?" No, that's not true. And I mean, and I was there when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan came out here to Los Angeles at the Church of Scientology Center. What he said is the study of Dianetics should be looked into. Now, as is always with Black people, we looking for something else all the time. Some of us went deeper into Scientology, which is not what Minister Farrakhan asked. Say it again.
Like Rizza Islam.
Right, that brother came from, I believe, Scientology. I know he's out here in LA. I met him a couple of times. I'm familiar with who he is and who he was an understudy of, right? But at the same time, brother, what I'm saying is Minister Farrakhan never said go into Scientology. He said there's nothing that's not for us, that's not in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's a direct quote from what he said.
Wait. So I gotta do something real quick. So, all right, so again, so we still are. So does NOI still go by not the teachings of the Quran, but so what's first? Is it the Quran, then Elijah Muhammad, or is it Elijah Muhammad, then the Quran? Which is it?
Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us out of what the Quran says, so they're kind of hand in hand, brother.
Well, no, it can't be hand. Hold up, it can't be hand in hand, brother, because Quran existed thousands upon thousands of years before Elijah Muhammad was even thought about.
Okay, so here's what we teach, right? Islam, number one, did not start 1400 years ago. It was just named 1400 years ago. Prophet Bilal, who was a companion of Prophet Muhammad, knew about Islam and knew the name Allah way before he interacted with Prophet Muhammad. So Islam, we say that Adam was a Muslim, right? We say that Abraham was a Muslim. We say that all the prophets before Prophet Muhammad were Muslims and that they practiced Islam. But it just wasn't given a name until 1400 years ago. So what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching us is in tune with the Quran, because the Holy Quran says that every nation gets a warner and a messenger sent to them speaking their own language. And so we just say that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was our messenger to Black people here in this country. Does that give you an understanding of it?
Yeah, but still, you danced around my question. So which is the source? Is the Quran a source?
Well, Allah is the source of both.
Right.
Of both.
All right,
of the Quran and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yes,
cool,
sir.
but then too, like I said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad would be considered a prophet, right? He would be a teacher of the source, which is the Quran. So
right,
again,
but see, here's the thing about the Quran, right? The Quran was revealed word from Prophet Muhammad, right? It came from Allah through revelations. Okay. Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we believe that he was taught by Allah in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. So they're essentially the same. So now Master Fard Muhammad gave the Honorable Elijah Muhammad 103 books. One of the books was the Holy Quran. So do you kind of get what you're asking? You're asking is there one book, one verifies each other. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us out of the Quran, and the Quran also speaks of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's what I'm saying. Well,
he speaks of or speaks to, or what? You gotta clarify the last thing you just said.
That the Quran speaks of prophet of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So? Yeah.
Well, it says that in the Holy Quran in Surah 16, the B, it says that a nation before Allah destroys a nation, He raises up a messenger from amongst them, speaking their own language, so the people can't say that they didn't understand. Okay. So, and that we saying that messenger is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's
okay, and that is exclusive to him, because like you said, every nation has their own someone that can speak their language, so that doesn't just apply to him and apply. That's just who you guys chose to follow.
Well, that's who was given. That's we believe that's who was given to us or sent to us by Master.
Yeah, given to you to follow. Okay, cool. All right. I'm like, this is a learning experience for me, for bro. And again, like I said, just to reiterate, this isn't really, again, the NOI is NOI. Again, what has it done for a number of Black men in this American society has been a great thing. Some of the dudes have had their lives turned around. We have Brother Wiseman here saying that he's one of those guys. That's all magnificent and all. But this is what I'm saying again. The formula that they use of taking the least of us, the dudes that are the reformed guys, the guys that have to have the hiccups, the dudes that have the issues, the problems, whether it be in criminality or just making bad decisions or whatnot, what have you. That's the major fucking problem and issue with the black community and choosing that template. Which
I just thought of something. I gotta jump in on this. You ever see that movie? What was the movie that had Nia Long in it and Ben Affleck in it? Boiler Room. You ever see that?
Was that the one where they were I think they were doing like they were brokers or something like that in New York City? So, okay, yeah, so I believe that. Yeah.
There's one scene in the movie where Ben Affleck asks how many people have their Series 7 or whatever, or their Series 7. It's like this financial test you have to take to become a trainer. And one dude looks around and is like, I have my Series 7. And he's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not training existing trainers. I'm training new trainers. But the point of them kicking him out was because he would have been hip to all the bullshit that they were teaching them. They wanted fresh eyes, if you will, if that makes sense. Now, I'm not saying that the NOI is using that, but I am saying that people will be more skeptical, which goes into his premise of why they may choose the air quotes, the lower rung of the individuals, if you will.
Well, to be honest, brother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, excuse me, because I'm about to go to work, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad really actually invited a lot of black intellectuals to come see him and discuss different things. If you look in the 70s, he said we need black intellectuals in order to build a nation, and that we couldn't do it without them.
Right. So the thing with the NOI is like you got an organization built on a pre-existing religion. So you guys started in the 30s. You had people changing their names from whatever their American name was and just adding Muhammad at the end of it, because Elijah wasn't the founder. There was a dude before him. I forget the name. It's
Master Fard Muhammad.
Okay, yeah. So the problem with that is that the guy before Elijah did not have the same acumen for the religion as Elijah Muhammad did. For instance, Elijah could actually speak Arabic, so he was way more versed in Islamic teachings, which the major religion is Muslim. So because of that, he was the one who succeeded the previous guy and became more famous and all the rest of that. But the thing about it is you're building off a pre-existing religion, but you start rewriting shit, because there's two different books. There's a Quran, and then there's a Holy Quran, and I think the Holy Quran is the NOI version. I'm pretty sure that is. I'm pretty sure of that.
No, I think you confused it. I think
we both read.
I know that there's two books. So, the point of the matter is that there's two books, and one book was based on a previous book, but it didn't include. It basically nitpicked the same way Orthodox. The same way the Orthodox bishops did with Christianity. They nitpicked what they wanted and then created a new book. So it's the same thing. So also, we can trace the history to the origins of the NOI, which is something you almost cannot do with older religions. Anytime you can trace something to the beginning and its roots, you can see where it started from, and you can see if it started from fuck shit or not. Now, it originally probably did not start from fuck shit, but you guys didn't gain any traction until you started including, because your membership numbers weren't really where you needed to be, but you need to do something about it, which is why people call it the Nation of Prislam. You got to recruit. You got to recruit people. So you can't recruit people who, I guess, quote unquote, don't need the shit because they already have whatever religion it is they have. So you go towards the people who really don't have any direction. And those people are typically going to be downtrodden or whatever, or in the case of a lot of NOI membership.
Well, it started out, brother. If you look, it started out in Black Bottom, Detroit. So yeah, it started out among the downtrodden.
Right.
But he was coming under. He was coming under the narrative. Master Fard Muhammad, that is, was coming under the narrative that, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So with that being said, you wouldn't go to the top echelon who's been profiting of society. You would go to the downtrodden and then lift them up and make them the first. So if you're coming in the line of that heritage, then yeah, I would understand that. Now, I heard the brother, I believe it was Psychopathic. I think that's his name. But okay. I remember he said earlier about Paul Guthrie. Dr. Wesley Muhammad and Paul Guthrie have been locked in a somewhat debate on a lot of the validities of Paul Guthrie's statements that he's made in reference to Master Fard Muhammad and where he's went and so on and so forth. He did go and study for 42 years all around the country. I mean, not the country, but the earth, studying and getting material in order to come and deliver a, if you want to say, concentrated form to deliver to us in the teaching. So that's why in a lot of ways you will find some things that apply, some things that do not apply. But the whole method and the whole intention was to uplift us out of the state that we were in.
No, I understand all of that. So going along with what I was saying, so your membership had to include these people because, again, other people that did not lead the religion already had one, or didn't lead the organization already had something that gave them direction. And yeah, you're right. If it starts in the downtrodden, that's where your membership is going to come from. And then furthermore, you had a guy who in Malcolm X who basically, after he went to go see what the real religion, after he went to go see what the religion was based on, because that's what his pilgrimage was about, because he actually went to Mecca, I think. So yeah, so
he actually went 1959. A lot of people think that Malcolm first got introduced to Orthodox Islam was back in the 60s later on after he left the nation, which is not true. Right. Again, I spoke like I'm in close contact.
What I'm saying is he went to go find out what the original religion was about. Now, of course, it doesn't matter when he went, because if he went before, all that did was let him stew on what he learned and then make a decision on whether or not to stay or leave. That really doesn't matter. All I'm saying is he went to go find out what the real religion was about, came back, I guess, put some thought into it, and then decided to leave.
But that's kind of speculation, brother. In the sense
no, that's what he did. That's not a speculation. That's what he did.
Well, it's kind of presupposing that Malcolm didn't know about Orthodox Islam before he went in 1959 or before that, or been introduced to that type of Islam while he was here in America under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which he was.
Okay, because quick question. If you're in the NOI over here, if you're in the NOI over here and you're following all the teachings, and then you went to Mecca and then lived under that and followed those teachings, those are going to be two different ways of life.
Agree.
So again, this is why I'm saying after he did his pilgrimage, of course you're going to be allowed to stew on it, and that would have him come to a decision where, like, I'm either going to stay or go. I don't know what was going on through his mind, but according to how he did it, this is what it looks like he did. He went to go pilgrimage, found out that this is actually what I should be doing, and then decided to leave.
I think it was more.
Islam do have a bastardized version of the Muslim.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it started. What happened was in the early 1900s, there's a branch of the Muslim faith called the Ahmadiyya movement, and they had a conscious effort to try to bring Islam over to America and everything. And when they did that, they started recruiting people like African Americans and everything else, and indoctrinating them with the Islamic faith. Noble Drew Ali being one of them, and that's how he got his foot into the Islamic faith, because that's what the Moorish Science Temple was also built on. And so a lot of this is like built on they just started adding things on as time went on, because a lot of them didn't understand it. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that as the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is, he said he wouldn't give 2 cents for that Islam over there. He said that he's teaching us a new Islam by his own words, or his own admission. So what you're saying is correct.
Okay, you can't do that though. Let's stop right there. You can't teach a new Islam. Islam is Islam.
You can teach whatever you want, to be honest.
No, because Islam is a religion. It is a religion.
I understand. See, so okay,
so you can't teach a new version of a religion. A religion is set forth by God, basically. You can't amend that. You can't teach a new version of that.
And the Honorable Elijah, but see, this what I'm getting at, brother. I understand from your perspective, but I'm trying to give you.
Okay, you using words like my perspective. That's not a perspective. That is what it is. Islam. I'm repeat. Islam is so it's religion.
Absolute then. So basically,
it is absolute. Yes, religions are absolute.
Okay, then, brother. With all due respect, brother, that's what I'm saying. That to me,
that's not my
Islam.
opinion. That's a fact. Religions are absolute. Okay. Religions are set forth by deity.
So
do you have the power? Do you have the power to tell God, no, that's not what this is?
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. We have two different concepts and belief on what God is.
Okay, he's just gonna skip over that question. If you have the power to tell God, no, that's not what this is, then yes, you can make a new religion.
Okay, brother. Well, I'm not trying to argue with anybody. I'm just saying that I have a different definition of what you see as God. I know we do. So with that being said, do I have the power to tell God no? It depends on how you see God and how I see God.
That is what creating a new religion is. That is what amending a new religion or whatever it is. The second you take something that pre-exists because God created it, and then you say, I'm going to do something else based on this. No, you don't have the power to do that.
Yeah, no, and real quick, let me hop on there real quick, wise man. And that was my purpose of me asking you the question. You guys follow again the basis and the origin, the source being the Quran, which was put out by Allah. Okay, Allah, put the Quran out there. The Quran pre-existed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I think that's where even when Malcolm X began to speak out, and he, like he said, he's had the pilgrimage, and he went to actual Mecca and saw the true version of Islam. He understood, and that's why he spoke out against it. He said, when I believed in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I would speak as if I was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now that I have a better understanding of what Islam is, I'm not supposed to be speaking through a man. If anything, I'm supposed to be speaking through Allah himself,
right?
And his words.
Well, brother, fantastic. The word Islam, as we understand it in the nation, means submission to the will of God or Allah, right? Yeah. So this is why we say that Islam did not start with Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, 1400 years ago. The name was given, as it states in the Quran, 1400 years ago. But Islam itself, a deeper understanding of Islam itself, is submission to God. Well, when did submission to God start? It started in the very beginning and the inception of everything. That's what we say. Okay. And that's why I was trying to tell the brother Zero. I was trying to tell him that I'm not trying to redefine anything, but I'm saying that the way, if I have an understanding of how I see it or how we see it or how we or the vein in which we believe, we're not trying to change the narrative. We say that the black man is God. We say that God is a man. He's the originator of the heavens and the earth. We're not saying, I'm not coming from a Christianity type of background about what we believe God is. It's a completely different concept. And so when you deal with religion, you're dealing with different concepts.
That's why saying that the black man is God is an application. You're applying something.
Hold on real quick, Zero. Hold on real quick. Hey, I asked you niggas nicely. It's 193 of y'all, up to 200 motherfuckers. I need the motherfucking likes up. God damn it. All right. I'm already gonna have to worry about getting motherfucking bean pies and bow ties put on my ass for even talk about the goddamn NOI. I need at least some motherfucking free likes, niggas. All right, like the shit. All right. So when they motherfucking send Brother Muzon at my ass, okay, at least I would have had the fucking likes. Hit the goddamn like. Hit one of the hands, man. Come on. We not moving till you niggas hit it. Come on with it, goddamn it. Come on. I need at least 180 out this bitch. Come on. I see I even inspired the haters. There we go. See, that's what I always love doing it because I expose the haters. See? Now the haters are jumping up. And shout out to Psychopathia, man. I put Psychopathia's link in there. He did a very, very thorough breakdown of this, man. Make sure y'all check this out after the stream. Y'all can support the brother Psychopathia or whatnot, even though his people hate my motherfucking guts. I can't even go over there without motherfucking getting timed down. The city cool. Hey, like I said, man, y'all know how I get down, baby. It's all fair game to me. I love it. I love that shit. Shout out to my man, the Gold Eagle for the 20 ball. Thank you, brother. I greatly appreciate it. I want to hear more of Psychopathia's take on this. He seems to know a lot about it. Yeah, man, he's very, very he's very in tuned and knowledgeable on this subject, and I'll make sure I drop that link for you guys again for you guys to put that in your watch later, and make sure you guys support that and go watch it. Watch the brother's breakdown of it. There it is in the link again. Let me see what y'all niggas out on these likes. Let's see what's going on here. 140. We can do better than that, man. I need at least 160, man. Come on, bro. 160. Y'all niggas have been here this long. Yeah, David Johnson. They gonna send motherfucking Brother Moves on at my ass. More bodies in the Chinese phone book, baby. I gotta hey, man. I can't be doing this shit for free. I can't just the free likes, nigga. Y'all can like the goddamn video. Shit, that ain't nothing. There we go. Come on, niggas. Come on. I need 16 more likes. I'll let y'all live with 16 more. 160, nigga. I know I ain't got motherfucking, that many motherfuckers in here that ain't like or dislike the video already, man. Hurry up, niggas. Y'all holding up the show. Y'all holding the show up. Holding it up. Come on. 12 more. 12, nigga. Come on. 12. Police. I know y'all niggas don't like that number, so you definitely got to get higher than that. Come on, let's go. Hurry up, niggas. There we go. 11. Come on. Y'all know how we do. I'm not going no further, nigga. No more good conversation. No none of that shit. You niggas get to my requirement. Come on, 11 more, nigga. 11 more. Come on. Yeah, let's go. I know it's 9 more. Come on, 9. Come on. 9 more, niggas. Yeah, Wacky World TV, man. Yeah, man. The nation, the NOI go team up with the fucking Pookies and Ray Rays, man. They like, we fuck this nigga, fantastic. This nigga, how dare he?
You talk about some nigga shit. Check this out. I was that book I posted in the back chat. I forgot about this. Like I said, my knowledge is about 15, 20 years old. But the day after Malcolm X was murdered, the mosque went up 2 days. Let me see. The Black Muslim mosque in Harlem went up in flames 2 days after the assassination of Malcolm X in 1965. Someone also set fire to Muhammad Ali's Chicago apartment. Also, but the boxing champion was away at the time. Damn, I forgot that shit. But it's just kind of funny how the cycle repeats itself. How people respond after things.
Yeah, I mean, like again, brother, we don't encourage acts of violence on no black person. We really don't. We have a saying, we don't aggress upon anyone unless they aggress upon us. Now, however, I'm not gonna act like there's not rogue elements within the nation. There are. You got, my father told me about there being a pipe squad back in the day. That there was a group of brothers.
What? Whoa, hold on, brother. Hold on. Wait. A what?
Yeah, a pipe squad, like PIPE, like a pipe. Actually
like
had pipes.
Like metal pipes?
Yeah, brother. And would go. I mean, but this. I mean, I'm a realist. I'm gonna keep it real. You have elements, rogue elements that go off and do other things other than that's not from leadership. That's not leadership sanctioned, and they go and do whatever they do. In a rogue element, you have that happen. So I'm not. My whole thing is, but that's not indicative of what we teach in the nation. That's not. They're going contrary to what we believe. They're doing something on their own.
I was only highlighting history, brother, and in relation to what happened in Wisconsin yesterday and how people are reacting or whatever. I didn't say at all, when I read that passage, oh, this is what the NOI did. I mean, shit, Muhammad Ali was a part of the NOI still, so why the hell would they burn his house down? That's why I was just saying that. So
I wasn't saying that you was attacking it, brother. Yeah, unfortunately you have, like, that's what I'm saying. In a lot of ways, I agree with what Brother Fantastic saying. I think the brother's name was Emil. I was listening to the show the other day. I agree on that. We do got to do something better as a people. We encourage that. One of the things that we have in the Nation of Islam is the self-improvement study groups, our study guides for self-improvement, the basis for community development. I applied those things to my life, and that changed and turned my life completely around. It made me take responsibilities for my action. Being in the FOI, it taught me respect and how to be a man, how to take responsibility. Like I said, I've been married 13 years, same black woman, never cheated, never stepped out. I have 5 beautiful children. I work every day. My wife stays at home and takes care of the children. Beautiful examples of what my father was doing. I'm a product of him, and so on and so forth. So, even though I have my mom is pretty hard pressed, but I understand. That's why for a lot of, as they say, the red pill, I agree with some of that statement. But I just think that, again, the Nation of Islam, like what Brother Fantastic said, we do take the ones that are unwanted. We do take those and we try to clean them up. Somebody got to do something with them.
Okay.
Somebody got to do. Yes, sir.
Wise man. Again, and like I said, that's respectable, and that's to be acknowledged for what you guys do. But my whole premise of saying this is this: do you think that you guys' model, even though it may work for you, right? And again, like you say, you have the Malcolm X's, the Louis Farrakhan's, and the other brothers that come up of prominence, okay, that tend to be these, these glorious speakers and powerful men within the nation, right? That even have influence outside of the nation, because the minister Louis Farrakhan is probably one of the most respected black men on the planet this day. I mean, I would not, regardless of my beliefs or my agreement or disagreement with the NOI. I understand his place and the respect and the reverence that he gets from the black community. Okay, that can't be denied. But what I'll say is this: the whole premise of this thing, and that's for y'all NOI niggas get mad and come up with the bean pies and bow ties for y'all get mad. This isn't an issue or problem with you guys doing the way you do shit. Y'all shit works for you. That's perfectly fine, and you serve a great purpose by again reforming, rehabilitating, and showing brothers that may be in trouble and made the wrong decisions along the way a better way. That's perfectly fine. But what I'm saying to it is this: you guys seem to have the fundamental issue and problem that the black community is trying to take this whole thing when we're trying to fix our issues. And the problem is this: you cannot take a person that's already broken, okay, or a person that's already flawed, and put them at the head and at the top, and to be possible to be a leadership position. That's just a recipe.
I agree with you, brother. In the nation, in order, as you were saying earlier about the ranks, in order to rise through the ranks, you do have to show some. Now, I mind you, has there been corruption? Can corruption happen? It can happen anywhere. Any organization can be corrupted by bad characters supporting other characters. We've had a history of government agents infiltrating, posing like they brothers. The movie Belly was a good example of that. But overall, you have to demonstrate some type of brotherhood, some type of improvement in order to even get up in leadership. So that has it happened in the past? Yeah, it has happened. Now, what was the basis behind that? I mean, we'd have to go into details, but I agree with you. Yeah, you shouldn't have crooked.
It's simple. The reason why it happens. You can have corruption in anything, but even more so when you have a belief system that's like belief welfare, because they don't have to do anything. They're actually being recruited. You know what I mean? Like if you're recruiting the worst of the worst, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, that's belief welfare. Like they get in for free and just.
Well, do we force them to believe, or do they believe on their own?
They're going to believe because it's a way out. Because they believe it's a way out of their situation.
Then it's voluntarily, though, right?
Right. It's belief welfare.
Yeah, but hold on, and again, wise man. I think that's why I say it is important, and it serves a great purpose to bring brothers out of their let's just say their folly. Okay, we'll say that. Okay, or their mistakes, the bad decisions that they have made. That's a good avenue for them to improve themselves. But again, like you said, the whole rank structure, and that's why I broke it down the way I did. The issue and problem is, like I said, when you allow that person who has showed themselves to be at some point in time of the most untrustworthy, okay, of the lowest of the low, all right, when you allow that person to enter a rank structure, they can play the role, or they can be charismatic enough, right, to get a point where they are allowed to do the work, and they're allowed to blend in and hide their true intentions.
And I agree. We do speak against hypocrites, and we do have a restrictive law of Islam. Now, if one is found in violation of those restrictive laws, they're then put out of the nation. Master Fard Muhammad himself said that if you find a bad apple, put him out quickly, because he can affect the rest. So
I gotta point this out. And again, that has happened several times, has it not? To when
yes, sir. It's happened. Yeah, it has.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to correlate everybody to understand. See, even once a person reaches a certain level, again, if you have a natural gift of charisma, speaking ability, things like that, that you're able to gather and start a following behind you. It takes very, very little for that person to get like the snowball effect, right? You only have to give them a little bit of encouragement and a little bit of a proof that they are who they believe they are. So what happens is they split off and they do their own thing. And now not only do they do their own thing and they have followers, they bring followers with them and they pull followers from the original movement. Now you have this person that's being propped up, that's again of bad intention, and they're highly, highly influential, but they only got to be able to do that because you ever gave them the chance to have that thing. All you need, man, again, is the opportunity when you have that gift of gab, as you say, or someone said earlier, or you have that charisma and you have that influence.
In fairness, man, you do have like people like Catholic priests that are excommunicated too. So
and again, but Catholic priests never go out to find their members, their leaders from prison or from the lowest the mistakes. That's not how they do it. That's
one of the things that we do, Brother Fantastic, is what we do is we have a saying that if we find one believer doing wrong, we out them, right? We expose, because we don't support any. Back in the day, I should say, when the nation was started. Say it again.
You broke down for a second.
No, you good.
You good.
Okay, no problem.
We're reaching out to you.
Oh, okay, no problem. So Master Father Muhammad had a card that each NOI member was to carry, that if you found this believer in outside of our restrictive laws, then you are to report him to the police and prosecute him at the fullest extent of the law. We law-abiding citizens. Now, if you find a believer outside of violating the law, then you can prosecute him to the fullest extent of law. We don't teach no wrongdoing, but do.
Oh man, they're getting you.
You're super borging now.
They're getting you, man. I don't know.
You super borging.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know, man. I'm near this downtown area.
Yeah, you back now, though.
But okay, no problem. Yeah, no. So if we find you in wrongdoing, then yeah, we put you out. We put you out. If we find you fornicating and adulterating, we put you out. We have a restrictive law. We have an executive council. We have ways to manage it. Now, does it still happen sometimes? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it don't. So, I mean, it's like that with everything. But the concept and the process is still true. That's all I'm getting at. But I agree with you that, yeah, man, you don't put those people in charge. You don't put narcissistic individuals in charge. I agree.
And again, like I said, that was the entire premise of this. And again, like I said, I know for a fact that again we see this here shortly of where the black community takes the worst of the worst. Free my nigga, right? He did it. He shot him. He shot him. He robbed him. So and yet still you'll get the T-shirt with his name on it and say free him. So again, if we're going to do that, you're never ever going to be able to be respected or taken serious in the world, man, in the power structure, because that shows you have a poor understanding of rules, regulations, and laws, and also it just shows you're a poor judge of character. Even though people know that everybody is going to have their own little, ways of wrong or whatnot, people do understand too that there's a time and a place. And again, you have to have structure, law, and order in order for society to properly function. Because if you don't, and everything's in chaos and anarchy and things like that, then eventually everything breaks down and it's just the survival of the fittest. And we get back into that primal aspect of life that a lot of people think they're prepared for, think they're prepared for and they can survive in, but have absolutely no idea whatsoever. And if they were ever faced with it, they would run back to civility and society like the Flash. It wouldn't even be funny. So again, I think if people was given the best example I could give, right, is when they were doing the interviews and things of people over in the Middle East during a bombing or something of a city, right? And the woman was interviewing one of the men there about the situation. A fucking mortar round went off in the background, and the lady literally she jumped off jumped off the camera, but the man kept speaking like nothing ever happened. Why? Because he was conditioned to that. He was conditioned to it. And the biggest folly in misconception that black people have is because you grew up in the hood and you've been around this type of shit or whatever, what have you, right? That you're actually able to function within it. Again, that's why I know this. I'm not trying to be ducking fucking gunfire and shit, bro. Have you ever been shot at? Have you ever heard a fucking bullet whiz by your head? Like, that's just not fun, bro. It's nothing fun about that. Nothing. Happened to me only one time, and it wasn't even. It's just off some dumb shit. And it was a nigga shooting past me. The nigga that was dumb and drunk. He shot past me, not in bullets coming at me. The niggas that just shot from behind me, past me. I heard the bullet whiz by my head, man, and I'm under the fucking car. So again, a lot of people think that they're able to function in these extremely high stress situations and things like that, man. But if and when forced for it to come, you're going to panic, and most likely, if it's for extended or long period of time, you're gonna die. Okay, because you're not trained, you're not conditioned, you're not experienced enough to do that. And when we do this promotion of the least of us being the leaders and the head, that's where they're comfortable at. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to run towards battles that aren't winnable. Okay, a good general understands when to, engage or when to fall back. Okay, that's a good leader, a good general. You never fight a battle you have no chances in winning unless it's just absolutely, hey, I'm gonna die on my sword. I have no other choice. I have no escape route. I have no alternative to fighting. Okay, and again, you have a lot of these people that have this guerrilla warfare street mentality, and ain't no nigga gonna do this, ain't no nigga gonna do that. You gonna respect me? I'm gonna die about mine. All this fucking bullshit. But a nigga will tell you a million things he'll die for, but he won't tell you what he'll live for. All right. And the wise man, or the productive black man, he has everything to live for. All right. He has goals. He has plans. He has long term. He has, he has a family. He has children, or he has plans for those things. And he understands that this is something that happens over the long run. This isn't a day thing. I say it all the time, man. Niggas always the first nigga that I'm like going to stay away from is a motherfucker that tell me tomorrow ain't promised. Okay. Because when I ask him, okay, well, tomorrow's ain't promised. That's true. But what are you gonna do when tomorrow come? And he look at me and he say, all right, nigga. Yeah, me and you have no more conversation to be had, because see, you're literally gambling with your life on the daily. You don't have a goal or a plan for tomorrow to come. That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have a fucking 10-year plan on down the line. So when tomorrow does come, you know what to do, and you're improving yourself day by day by day by day by day. Okay, that's supposed to be the thing. But ultimately, man, this was a great month.
Can I say this? Brother Fantastic? I wanted to thank you for allowing me to speak, brother.
Hey,
most people don't.
For coming up, man. I greatly use this. Was a wonderful conversation. Everything was great, man. I appreciate you.
And anytime and I thank Brother Zero and Brother Psychopathis and Brother Sir Tice. I appreciate all you brothers, and I'm here for the questions. Like I said, man, I don't have a problem with the critique. Everybody needs to be critiqued. And Minister Farrakhan himself said he listens to his critics more than he does to his followers, because his critics have the best understanding and give you another perception. And so I'm always open for that. Love the manosphere, bro. I love what you're doing. Thank you for letting me up. And anytime you need me to clarify an issue or NOI issue, just let me know, bro. I'm there.
Appreciate you, bro. Greatly appreciate you, man, for coming up and spending the time, man. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Bunker TV, man. Black people in America's concept of God was pale white Jesus. Without the Nation of Islam, we would all be Caucasian fearing Christians. Well, again, people are still Caucasian fearing Christians, man. I mean, today. So again, that's some shit you can choose to do yourself and change that. But by all means, that's much deeper, and I don't want to turn it into a motherfucking religion discussion. By all means, man. But I'll let you guys go ahead and give your closing statements, man.
Psycho, I'll let you roll first since you were here before me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. You know what I mean? It's a topic I'm passionate about, anything based on religion I'm passionate about, but especially this topic right here. This one hits close to home, because I've researched this stuff since the early 90s, and full detail. I mean, traveling to places and everything, like, speaking to people, former members, current members, and everything. So so again, I'm very passionate about this. So so thanks for letting me come up and share with y'all, and thanks for dropping that documentary link out there too. That's really good documentary for people that want to hear more about this in deep detail. It'll break down a lot of questions you might have. And and I'll get back to my repair, because I put my repair on pause just to come up here for this. So I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. I appreciate you having me on.
Hey, most definitely, man. Appreciate you like always, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
Sir Tice is on you, brother.
Yeah, like I said, since I have some direct/indirect history similar to what Psycho said, I'm always willing to offer some insight into this. One thing I am very curious of, though, is I don't see the NOI as prevalent as I used to, whether the security forces or not. So I've thought it kind of fell off, in a sense. But just on that note, I think knowing the history of these things is very important, because you can connect the dots and you can see the patterns and not get into those things. So with that said, thanks for letting me on the panel as usual, and y'all have a good rest of the week.
I appreciate you, bro. Always. Zero, it's on you, bro.
I don't have much. Whenever you hear the words "I believe," go figure out what the fuck that means. So that's pretty much all I got.
All right, appreciate you, man. Hey, make sure y'all motherfucking subscribe to Zero, man. I know this nigga out here, he motherfucking deleting subs and shit with his motherfucking IT background, probably. But we're gonna get this nigga to 1,000 whether he likes it or not. So if you in this motherfucker and you are not subscribed to Zero, subscribe to fucking Zero. Jessica X spam his shit. All the mods spam motherfucking Zero shit. All right, this nigga, you gonna get to 1,000 whether you like it or not, nigga. All right. Are one of the most underrated motherfuckers in the manosphere, man, by all means. Listen. Again, man, to you NOI niggas, before y'all come to me, or excuse me, you brothers, all right? Brother. It was funny to me, man. They always talk soft. They always start soft, but then they let that lion, you not. Nigga let the, you know. So there's no disrespect for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, I believe you guys have served a great purpose for the black community, especially black men that have made not the best of choices in their lives, but you gave them whether it's religion, whether it's belief, whatever it may be, a structure and an organization that made those men better men over time. That's greatly needed. You know what I'm saying? So you guys definitely serve a purpose. But my only issue and problem is, again, that's not a formula for the black community as a whole, because that's one of the major flaws and issues we have. We do not go out and seek the best of us. Okay. Shout out to brother Myron Rowe, okay, the 2%, right? And when you first like the Rhodes Scholars and things like that, for whatever reason, until we get this hatred and this dismissal of intelligence and brilliance in the black community behind us, man, you're never going to progress. We just aren't. We're not going to do it. I'm sorry. And again, the clock is ticking. The clock is shutting down. It's counting down. Did anyone was able to tell me? I think is it 2053? I believe it's 2053, and right, that they're projecting for African Americans to be a permanent underclass. We talked about that really, really heavy last year, and I think we don't need to forget about that, man, because that's deadly. You know what I'm saying? That is scary. Shout out to Jessica S for the super sticker. Thank you, sis. Zero. Make sure y'all subscribe to Zero, man. I think that's what it was, 2053. Okay. And I'm telling you, man, if this debt bubble pops, that's going to be advanced some years. Who knows how many years it may be, depending on how bad it is. Okay. But most importantly, we need to be getting to this place of where the shit is fixed. And as long as we have this, we have this promotion of the least of us being able to be the best of us, man, it's never going to improve. All right. Shout out to Ramil. I mean, even like Robert F. Smith himself, one of the most the wealthiest African American man on the planet, is himself right now dealing with some alleged tax issues. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's perfect. Was it intentionally done for him to try and save some money, or was it a issue and a problem with his accountant? Who knows? We may never know. But the point of it is this, man. Again, like I said, we need to have the best of us, and to prioritize them versus everybody else. The problem child always gets the most attention because everyone's trying to correct him, and I think that's the problem and the focus of not just Black America, but of human nature. Period. I don't know if you guys remember. I did a thing about the prodigal son. The prodigal son is probably the most fucked up story ever. But what I came to realize and understand about it is that was them letting you know in the Bible that the person that always does right, you're going to be taken for granted. You're going to just go ahead and prepare for it. And that's the burden that we bear when you're the guy that's you do your job. You're a man. You provide. You protect. You're never appreciated, man, because people just think you should automatically do it even though there are so many examples of people not doing it. That's the first part. That's the biggest issue and problem, man. The biggest issue and problem I don't think that people understand for the quote unquote the good guy, the straight and narrow guy, the productive guy. You're never truly appreciated. You're only seen as a benefit. And as soon as that benefit can be replaced by somebody else, you're pushed to the side. It's always how it happens, man. And you sit back and you have to watch the people that fuck up and continuously fuck up and do the wrong shit. They get praised, they get fucking help, they get all this extra shit, while you You have to fucking literally motherfucking make your own your own way in this motherfucker, man, with very, very little help, if any at all. And you're never ever recognized for the thing you truly do and the sacrifices you make and the impact you have, man. You know, until you just until you stop doing it. The only way a motherfucker ever appreciates you, man, is when you stop doing it for him. That's the only time. You're always going to be taken for granted, man. And like I said, man, that's the burden we bear as productive black men. That goes everything from relationships to fatherhood, to friendship, to business, to mentorship. Again, man, thankless job. But again, somebody has to do it, because if we all become, you know, the bad guy, what do we have then? So I greatly appreciate you guys as always, man. Don't forget, hey, if you want to, by all means, you know, join the team, man. Join the fam. Cop a shirt, BABG. Apparel is now ready. You know, hit me up if you guys want, or anybody has any ideas for any topics or things coming up. I try to stay current with the current things, but some shit I just leave on. Shout out to Ramil. This kind of is a springboard from that, and shout out to the brother Top Dog for hitting me up in my Instagram. By all means, man, all my stuff is there. And hey, make sure y'all go pull up on MOT. MOT is going live, most definitely. What link? You got something to say, Sister George, before I close this motherfucker out? You want the link here? What link? The hot link? What link? But yeah, man, just I really appreciate y'all as always. And that's that on that one. I'll catch you on the next one.